We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends if you want to help support this rebel outpost, the home for college football sickles, with a donation. Just hit the $ where you make a comment and we'll get to super chat as quick as we possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio. Everybody, even the evil badger, Jeff Olson. The evil badger, Jeff Olson. If he is welcome into the studio, everybody is welcome into the studio that sits on the corner, the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. Every day, if I remember, hopefully I remember, every day I am going to be announcing the PATC family member of the day. There's going to be one judge, the fat guy from Minnesota, and it's going to be on a posting during the day. A creative post, a unique post, a post that I agree with, or a post that I disagree with, but brings up very good points. And maybe it's that posting is going to change my mind. Every day I'm going to be announcing the PATC family member of the day. And then we've already got a winner today. We've already got a winner in the chat. Take a look at the comments in the chat. Right now, take a look at the comments in the chat. Can you tell me who you think is the winner already for today, May 12th? The winner. You are correct. Grateful Trojan, you are correct. Mountaineer Memes. Greg, I'm at Five Guys having a hamburger with no cheese. Mountaineer Memes is a genius. Mountaineer Memes has his hamburger full of grilled onions, mushrooms, jalapenos. There is so many ways to make that hamburger delicious without putting that wet cloth of salt over your hamburger. Mountaineer Memes, you are officially the May 12th PATC family member of the day. Nobody can top that. Nobody can top that. Justin Lucas, the ACC Network live from spring meetings, is on this very moment. Dabo being interviewed. Thank you, Justin Lucas. I do appreciate it. Amelia Island. And that gets us to our main point of the day. Has the ACC, have they actually reached normalcy until 2031? I pose you the question. There are some people that believe it. There are some reporters that are reporting it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. PATC doesn't believe it. However, we've got a stacked show today. We got a lot to get through. However, as I've been saying for months, I've been saying for weeks, even though that May matters, there is nothing imminent. There is nothing imminent. There is absolutely nothing imminent. If something happens here shortly when it comes to the next disruption in college sports, the next realignment wave, I'm going to be more shocked than anybody. Nothing is imminent. However, I believe that we're going to get a crack in the wall. Somebody somewhere is going to start, well, it's already happened a little bit. But I believe there are people that are going to be starting to speculate, starting to report activity among ACC members on trying to get out of the conference. But there is another whole side to that story. And that is the SEC and the Big Ten. We'll get to it. We'll get back in the back end of the monologue, but I'll tell you, what has remained true since June 15th of 2024 remains true today on May 12th. North Carolina and the SEC presidents, North Carolina and the Big Ten presidents. That is the domino that has to fall first. And for that domino to fall, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of time. We said during the summer of 2025, we said that we believe from the information that we heard, that nobody was going to be filing a notice of withdrawal on or before August 15th of 2024. And that's exactly what happened. Nobody filed a notice of withdrawal. We also reported that we believe that ESPN would not stop with distributing the content of the ACC on or they would not stop after 2027. We don't believe anybody's going to be filing a notice of withdrawal on or before August 15th of 2025. Now, we could end up being wrong, obviously, and if we are, we're going to take the L. But there is so much going on, so much work going on in SEC, Big Ten, the media partners, North Carolina themselves. It could happen, but we don't think it's going to happen. Having said all of that, there's another report that came out saying that everything is fine in ACC country. Everything, they've secured their future as the way it is right now into 2031. We at Peek Around the Corner do not agree with that assessment. We do not agree with that assessment. And we'll go over the reasons why once again. But nothing is imminent. But I still, look, I've said this on the live show, the previous live show on Saturday. A lot of doors have not been open to us here at Peek Around the Corner on this particular next disruption. We believe we're going to have some more doors open to us. Kind of like what happened with the Colorado story. But right now, there are doors shut to Peek Around the Corner. But one of the doors that was open to us is the knowledge that there has been great activity among certain ACC members. That has been going on. And we believe at some point in the month of May or right after the House AC settlement becomes official, I think we're going to get some reporting on those activities. A little bit here, a little bit there. And it's going to bring up a whole lot of conversations here at PTC and elsewhere. Nothing is imminent. We also said on Saturday, going into the ACC spring meetings on Amelia Island. If you go back to our Saturday live show, I intentionally said the following. You're going to be hearing reports. You're going to be hearing from ACC members that everybody's happy. Everybody is locked arm. This is going to work. There's going to be some people falling for it. Everything is fine. But what is being said in public is not what is happening in private. I said it intentionally on Saturday. I repeated it a few times. So, nothing imminent. But people are working on stuff. I'm telling you that right now. I've told you that for the last few months. A lot of activity. Okay, but we've got a stacked show. We've got a lot to get to. Bill Belichick. He's going to be doing an interview according to reports, with Michael Strahan, I believe in New York, this Friday. Okay, that's going to be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. We're going to be going over a report today on Pablo Torre. In his report, that there is a real chance, Pablo is hearing that there is a real chance that Bill Belichick won't even be in Chapel Hill to coach one single game. Not a one. That his buyout goes from $10 million to $1 million in just a very short period of time. Holy smokes. I don't know. If I had a bet on it, I would bet that Bill Belichick's going to be there in week 1 for North Carolina. But there is a report out there that there's a growing real chance that Belichick ain't going to make it to week 1. What do you guys think? We're going to go over that story. We're going to go over quickly on 3 top 10 running backs in the nation going into 2025. There's one guy on the list that's not ranked high enough. No. Not ranked high enough. And by the way, I believe today I can make the announcement on what team I have officially fell in love with. Yep, I can do that today. I fell in love with North Carolina State last year. It did not go too well. But last year, and I apologize to Justin Lucas over and over and over again. I apologize. Because last year I was Greg the Cooler. Later on, in a little bit, I'm going to announce the team that I have officially fallen in love with. They are going to make their conference championship game. Look out, baby. And if you are a fan of this team, don't worry. Because this year I'm not Greg the Cooler. I am Greg the Goal. No worries. No worries at all. It's all gold, baby. I have fallen in love, and I'm not going to be able to fall out of love. I am going to carry this team on my back. I'm going to carry this team. The fat guy from Minnesota is going to carry this team on my back all the way until their conference championship game. You better kiss him death, right? You better pray that I have your team, that I have fallen in love with your team, because now that team is an absolute lock. Preston from Greensboro. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, the Yeti, Greg the Gold, never been seen. Which is more powerful, the Sports Illustrated curse or Greg the Coolers? Oh no, sorry for someone's team. Here comes Greg the Cooler's curse right your way. Ryan Thomas, please don't say BYU. Kansas State, John Grove, please fall in love with Missouri or Kansas. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that. You guys got to start taking me seriously. You do. You got to start taking me seriously. I've fallen in love with the team. That team is a lock. We're going to get into that. First of all, let me go to Expedition Greg. Thank you so much for your generosity and your friendship once again. Mr. Buckeye gifted a membership. HJ Nick received a membership. Nick, please, when you get an opportunity, say thank you to Expedition Greg for his generosity. Once again, both of you are knighted. Both of you are knighted officially. Cloak and Dagger. Officially knighted Cloak and Dagger. You can go to our membership-only episodes, early peak Cloak and Dagger episodes. Give them a watch in our library of all these types of episodes, live shows, everything else going on in there. Thank you, Expedition Greg. Congratulations, HJ Nick. Thank you, Mr. Buckeye. I appreciate it so very much. Ricky Tungate. Wow. Wow. Ricky Tungate with 5 gift memberships. Rodney Ross, TCU Mick Stevens, Toast, Jonathan Weaver, J.T. Hicks Sr. all received a membership from the incredible generosity, the incredible heart of Mr. Hoosier, Ricky Tungate. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate all your support, helping us keep the lights on. Week in, week out, month in, month out. It is recognized. It's appreciated. Thank you so much, Mr. Hoosier. Very much. Ross, Stevens, Toast, Weaver, Hicks. When you get an opportunity, please say thank you to Mr. Tungate, Mr. Hoosier, for the gift and memberships. All of you are knighted, Cloak, and Dagger. Let's do a roll call real quick. We've got a stacked show. I got to get to it here. I am slow off the blocks. You would think a sleek, athletic body like myself, young, wiry, flexible, that I would get off the block just a little bit quicker, but I do not. I absolutely do not. Tumasta is in the house. Preston from Greensboro. The artist Christopher Mercado. Humble, Bumble, Duck, pouring rain in Duckville. That evil badger, Jeff Olson, is in the house. 21, Bucket 21. Of course, Bill G, the Buckeye, Caleb Ramirez, the Trojan, Grateful Trojan. Here is Larry the GM, Mr. Longhorn. Deadeye, yo, Greg, yo, Deadeye. Justin Lucas is in the house. Breeze in Georgia is in the house. Rob Ellen, Clemson softball, ACC champions. Yes, they did it. Florida State, Clemson rises to the top. Congratulations. Anthony Carlson, Michigan State Spartan, is in the house. John Boxleitner, wow. Hokie High, the Virginia Tech Hokies. Lee Go Gators is here. Mountaineer Memes, you called it a kumbaya moment. Yes, I did. Again, you've got to be of, there's nuance here, ladies and gentlemen. There's nuance. Nothing is imminent. It can't be imminent. Nothing is imminent. You remember there were people out there in the world declaring that Florida State had already received their Big Ten invite. They've been saying it for a couple of years. It was absolutely impossible for that to have happened. Now, none of those people have taken an L, of course, because they never take an L on anything, right? But again, that was impossible. It's pretty much impossible today for anybody to have an invite, for anything to be imminent. Really. There is too much work ahead in so many different ways. But this is a nuance. That is the official, nothing is imminent. But then there is this other side of the track in which there's a whole lot of action going on. Remember the USC story, right? I reported on that for March 31st, April, May, June, all the way to June 30th. We knew there was action going on. I had a lot of freedom to talk about it. I was the only one reporting it. It's going to happen. Then it happened. But there was a whole lot of work that had to be done before that. Remember Oregon and Washington. We reported here at Peek Around the Corner that it is going to happen, even though not everybody, a lot of people said, well, if it would have happened, it would have already happened by now, great. It ain't going to happen because if it would have happened, it would have already happened by now, great. It's not how it works. There was a lot of work going on between Washington and Oregon in the Big Ten. We talked about the meetings in New York City, in Washington, D.C. A lot of work happened. A lot of things had to happen. Kevin Warren needed to leave that job for Washington and Oregon to get invitations because Fox was not going to work with Kevin Warren anymore. And we reported that before it was reported nationally here at College Football's Peek Around the Corner. We told everybody that was going to either be in the next 5 months, if all these things happen, if the Big 12 was able to poach the Pac-12 a couple of times, which they did, or it was going to happen 5 years from now. It happened within the 5 months. The Colorado thing, right? We gave you the heads up on Colorado. We had the Colorado at the center of the stage, but it did not happen until when? What was the day? July 27th of that year? And they had the meeting May 7th, and it took a long time. And they were having meetings, third-party meetings before that. What I'm saying is it takes a lot of work, and then there is a window of time where it could happen or not happen. We're in that period of time. They've just begun. I mean, they've only just begun. Nobody's going to pull a quick trigger on this. Especially now when things are so sensitive. When we're talking about governance, going to an A4 governance, having more power, trying to figure out the college football playoffs. There is so much going on right now. The House NCAA settlement, it's going to bring on the rev share, going to bring on the clearinghouse. It cannot be imminent right now. Just like it definitely could not be imminent in 25. And no, nobody has been given an invite to the Big Ten or the SEC. It wasn't true last year, the year before. If it was true, don't you think it would already happen? Since Florida State and Clemson won the victory in the courts, nothing is imminent. But there is a lot of activity. And that activity is going to be reported on. That activity is going to be at least speculated on from national reporters. And we think it happens in May. Now, it's already May 12th. It really hasn't happened yet. It sort of has. John Wilner sort of started it, but we think other people are going to join on it. We'll see what happens. The chatter behind the curtain. But nothing is imminent. we're going to go through the story here at Sports Business Journal. People talking about how the ACC hasn't reached normalcy up until 2031. We think the answer is no. What is your answer to that question? And if the answer turns out to be yes, we could be looking at a different type of future than I did not expect. But we'll get into all that. Go Black 45 is in the house. Tim Bales is here. Cranky Tiger, Florida Man, the Big Lubbock, Stephen Vitt is in the house. Holy smokes. Knight of Cypher, Dante's Inferno, Purgatory, Tough Tony, Knight of Cypher, Bobby Hansen. Check it out. The SEC looking at Colorado. I have not heard that at all. Cat's Claw 44 is in the house. D5 Terps is here. Don Scruggs is here. Daniel Gygax, Jose, Jan Hulk, the Big Gun Shop. Sean is here. Okay, I think I got everybody. Go Back 45. Ooh, Daniel Montecastle is in the house. Montcastle, Mr. Hoosier, is also here. Wow. We got a lot of people that have joined us already. Let's get to it. We've got a lot to get to. We got to talk. First of all, Big Ears Bowl is here. Big Ears Bowl, another Mountaineer. First of all, we got to talk football. We're going to talk a little football here. Couple things. There's something. There is the rankings on 3 rankings of the top 10 running backs. I think they got one of the rankings wrong. I think they did a good job. I like where they put the Penn State running backs. I like where they put Jeremiah Love. But one of those running backs on that list should be way up higher. And along with that, we're gonna talk something about that player in a moment, and that team in a moment. Ryan Willie. I'm very unpopular, Eva Badger, after last night's Mowing After Dark. I flew off the top rope like Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh, yeah. Ryan Willie, thank you so much. Appreciate you being a member for 17 months. Holy smokes. 17 months, you are officially knighted, cloak, and dagger. I did not see you go off the top rope. I just caught a little bit of it. I was told that Moen did a poetry reading of On Wisconsin. So I don't know, Ryan Willie, if you gave a generous donation to College Football's Mafia Show, but for whatever reason, Moen did a poetry reading on Wisconsin. I'm glad I did not hear that, because I would have gotten physically sick, and I would not be able to do this show today. But Ryan Willie, if you missed it, you might want to go see it. You probably watched it. Thank you, Ryan Willie, for your generosity. I do appreciate it. Let's get to this. I just want to get this up here for a moment. Now I lost my lost everything here. So here's on 3 top 10 college football running backs. Okay, Greg McElroy. Number 1, Jeremiah Love. Yes. No, I had no problem with that, man. No problem with Jeremiah Love. Number 1. First of all, he's one of these guys who is a great athlete and a great running back. Most guys are a great athlete, good running back. Some guys are a great running back, but just an average athlete. Jeremiah Love is both. Great athlete, great track and field athlete, great hurdler. Jeremiah Love, number 1, no problem. Mekhi Hughes, number 2, maybe I would have him number 5 or number 4. I don't have too many. Look, I love Hughes. I watched him play at Tulane, watched him against Kansas State. I've talked about Mekhi Hughes. I don't have a big problem with him being number 2. I would have had him a little bit lower. Okay? Katron Allen, 3. Nick Singleton, 4. No problem. Outstanding running backs. Going to have a big year in 25. Desmond Reed, who can do anything and everything for Pittsburgh. A great receiver out of the backfield. I would not have him at number 5, but a really good player. Same thing with Jamal Haynes. A really good player. I don't think I would have him at number 6. But Jamal Haynes and Desmond Reed, they give you a lot of production in so many different ways. Love those 2 guys. But I would have, in my opinion, I would have Wisner ahead of them, Isaac Brown ahead of them, Ahmad Hardy possibly ahead of them, and I would definitely have Jaden Ott ahead of Reed and Haynes. I think you're going to find the emergence of Ott. Oklahoma, going from California to Oklahoma. He's going to be healthy this year. John Mateer, the quarterback of the Sooners. But there is one guy on this list that I would have as number 2, right behind Jeremiah Love. It's not Hughes. It's not Allen. It's not Singleton. It's not Reed. It's not Haynes. It's not Wisner. It's not Ott. It's not Hardy. It's this man, Isaac Brown of Louisville. Which gets back to this. Your ACC championship game. It's official. I've been having Miami and Louisville do-si-doing with the 2 and 3 spots. Not anymore. Not anymore. Greg DeGold has fallen in love with the Louisville Cardinals. It's going to be Clemson versus Louisville for the ACC Channel. 10-star gold lock. Jeff Brom, Miller Moss, Isaac Brown. If Isaac Brown, if he goes up just a half a step level in play, Louisville is going to be something, man. Louisville is going to be something, man. I'm telling you. Miller Moss and Jeff Brom are the perfect combo. Isaac Brown ran over, he was a freshman last year. He was a 3-star. He ran for over 7 yards per carry last year. And he's going to have Miller Moss in that perfect offense that is fit for him. Louisville is going to the ACC championship game. I know they got to play in Miami. That is what was holding me back earlier. It's not going to hold me back anymore. It's not going to hold back the love that I have for this Louisville team. It ain't going to hold back Greg DeGold. Louisville versus Clemson, ACC championship game. Book it. Book it. Book it. Bobby Hansen, sorry Louisville fans. Cardinals got plucked. No bowl game for Louisville. Holy smokes. Louisville to the Big 12 confirmed now. Louisville just went in the deep freezer. Kiss of death. Sorry Cardinal fan. Poor Louisville. Grave to dig. You guys are killing me. You guys are absolutely killing me. Okay, so that is that. I just wanted to cover that. Great list of running backs going into this year. It's going to be fun to watch all those guys. There's a lot of great running backs that are not on that list, including the beast Darius Taylor of Minnesota. But I'm not gonna hold that against On 3. Brooklyn Pizza, go Bucks. I think Miller's going to do great at Louisville, and I think Maeva is going to do great at USC. Okay, here we go. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. What is going on? How bad is this getting? Pablo Torre, an absolute real chance. Bill Belichick never coaches a game at North Carolina. Quote, is this something that's sustainable? Is that fireable? My goodness. My goodness. Let's take a look at this. This is from Awful Announcing, characterizing what Pablo Torre is announcing. Nobody has been more on top of the relationship between Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson than Pablo Torre. And when it comes to the outlook for Belichick's first season as the head coach of North Carolina, the Meadowlark media host has now expressed some skepticism that he'll ever even coach a game for the Tar Heels. Wow. On Monday, Torre appeared on Dominique Foxworth's show. That was today. And when asked if the situation in Chapel Hill has gotten contentious enough that Belichick might not make it to UNC season opener against TCU, the former ESPN reporter and personality did not rule it out. I think there's a chance, an absolutely real chance, that he doesn't make it to week 1 with North Carolina, Torre said. And the reason I say that is because even before the Jordan Hudson thing became as public, even before it went from messy backstage to now, obviously messy everywhere, the date that matters the most is June 1st. Keep that in mind, everybody. June 1st. And that is only 3 weeks away. 2.5 weeks away. June 1st. That would be the date in which the buyout in Belichick's contracts curiously drops from $10 million to only $1 million. As such, a breakup between the two sides would be more viable, especially when factoring in the recent controversy that has surrounded the 73-year-old head coach's relationship with his 24-year-old girlfriend. June 1st, the buyout goes from $10 million today to $1 million on June 1st. Wow. Wow. The question everybody is asking, are things so dysfunctional behind the scenes when it comes to the power struggle, when it comes to what they are telling Bill to do? Don't have Jordan around anymore. Stop behaving in the way that you have. Basically telling him for the first time, really, that you are an employee and not the boss of this building in the way that he may have been assuming he would be, then there is the ability for him to get out of it. This is not your building. You are an employee of North Carolina. You are not the boss, Bill Belichick. That's before you even consider the fact that the stuff is so crazy when it comes to how his family feels, how the people around the school feel, that there is this larger, hey, so Coach met this woman when she was 19 years old on an airplane, and now she's kind of running his public image as his girlfriend. He said, is this something that's sustainable? Is that fireable? What does he have to do to get fired? These are all active questions. Active questions. Pablo Torre's comments come just days after, an episode of Pablo Torre finds out that doubled as a deep dive into Belichick's and Hudson's relationship based on conversations with 11 sources. That's a lot. 11 sources who have dealt directly with the former Bridgewater State cheerleader and now double runner-up as of last night. Double runner-up coming in third place in Maine's beauty contest, the state of Maine. Third place, Bridgewater State cheerleader. The reporting uncovered several revelations regarding Jordan Hudson, who became a household name last month after interrupting Belichick's interview on CBS Sunday Morning to shut down a question about how the couple first met. In addition to revealing that Hudson had previously attempted to insert herself into another one of the 6-time Super Bowl champion head coach's commercials and may even be eyeing a potential reality show. And may even be eyeing a potential reality show. Pablo Torre also broke the story. She has been banned from North Carolina football facilities in the aftermath of the CBS debacle. While UNC has denied the story, Pablo Torre stands by his reporting. Belichick's future in Chapel Hill has clearly become a topic of conversation, and that will presumably be addressed during his conversation with Michael Strahan on this Friday's episode of Good Morning America, which will mark his first public interview since the CBS appearance. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, $1 million, if that is the case, and I have no reason to believe it's not the case, but if there's a buyout that goes from $10 million to $1 million on June 1st, I would applaud UNC's leadership to make sure that buyout dropped on that date. That was an exit hatch that North Carolina built in to this risk that they took in hiring Bill Belichick in the first place. This was a get out of jail free card on June 1st. So if that is the case, I applaud North Carolina for getting that into the contract. Now, it doesn't mean that North Carolina is going to use it, right? It doesn't mean a lot of tickets have been sold. Season tickets have gone way up. A lot of eyeballs on North Carolina, even though it's not based on all good news. Some of it's based, a lot of it, on bad news. So I don't know. I mean, North Carolina probably has a lot of things lined up. Bill Belichick, they know they're going to have better time slots. They probably have more signage, in stadium signage coming in. Their sponsorship money's gone up a little bit. Merchandise, everything going up for North Carolina. They gambled a lot on this. How is Bill Belichick? How is he receiving this news? This pushback from UNC's leadership? Well, we're going to find out a lot. I think, hopefully we'll find out a lot. Or at least a little bit. When Bill Belichick has his interview with Michael Strahan coming up this Friday. So when that happens, on Friday, we'll cover more of this story. Once again, we decided a couple weeks ago at Peek Around the Corner that we are covering the Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson story because of the concern that UNC Chapel Hill is having with Bill Belichick and his relationship with Jordan Hudson. Make that perfectly clear. We do not care about two consenting adults' relationship. We hope they're happy, have fun, God bless. We're not going to go into all that. But we did start covering this story because of the effect it had on North Carolina, and we're reporting on their perspective of things, and we're going to be reporting more on what Bill Belichick is going to be saying. So that's why we are covering the story. So that's why we're doing it. Okay. Jim Phillips is coming on the ACC network. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate the update. Keep your head on a swivel. Justin, if there's anything of real interest, if you can, send it to me on my DM. Send it to me on my DM. I got a feeling that Jim Phillips is going to be saying a lot of positive things. Let's get to that right now, by the way. Let's get to some reporting about how the ACC might have reached some normalcy. Take a look at this article. Today, May 12th, 2025, Sports Business Journal. Sports Business Journal, ACC set for a bit of normalcy at league meetings? Wow. After 2 full years of upheaval and uncertainty, the ACC league meetings arrived to Amelia Island, Florida, again Monday after the league settled the lawsuits with Florida State and Clemson in March and secured the membership of the league through 2031, if not beyond. I'm going to read that again. After 2 full years of upheaval and uncertainty, the ACC league meetings arrived to Amelia Island, Florida, again Monday after the league settled the lawsuits with Florida State and Clemson in March and secured the membership of the league through 2031, if not beyond. I'm going to circle back to that. Let me go through this short article, short paragraph. I will get back to that. When NCAA President Charlie Baker speaks to the assembled group on Monday afternoon about the future of NCAA governance, there may not be very many contentious topics for discussion. The men's and women's basketball tournaments have been booked through 29 and 27 respectively. The broad strokes on a new 18-game basketball schedule format are settled. The battle over revenue distribution was settled by the settlement with the would-be breakaway schools. Okay. League settled the lawsuits with Florida State and Clemson in March and secured the membership of the league through 2031, if not beyond. Again, a little bit of nuance here. Not much. Everybody should understand where PATC is on this. We've been consistent. We have not changed. We don't think there's anything imminent. We don't even think it's possible. We could end up being wrong. And if we are, we'll take the L. But we don't believe this, the membership of the ACC has been secured until 2031. We don't believe that to be the case. And I could give you a whole bunch of different reasons why. But I'm going to make this... there are two sides to the story here. One is, what does the Big Ten and the SEC want? What do they want and what can they do? And at what time? What do they want? What can they do and at what time? And then there's the other side of the story. What are the ACC schools? What are they pursuing? And I think depending on, again, the reporters, if you're looking at this at what happened in the courts, there was a settlement, is what happened with the ACC part of the settlement internally, where there's a viewership metrics that's going to be part of the unequal revenue sharing plan. There's the success initiative is part of the unequal revenue plan, and you got Clemson playing Notre Dame a bunch of times, Florida State playing Notre Dame a bunch of times. You got all this stuff going on. You might start believing or thinking, yes, the conference is secured to 2031. We don't believe that is the case at all here at Peek Around the Corner. And one of the major tip-offs is truly the underreported story that is going on right now. It is underreported by times 1,000. The most underreported story in college football right now is the activity that is going on amongst a handful of ACC schools to try to get the hell out of the ACC. It is the most underreported story out there. Much like when USC called the Big Ten. Okay? We were the only ones reporting it. The Colorado thing, it was underreported. People were embargoed. I was embargoed. I could not tell you about the meeting, but the day after the meeting, the days before the meeting, I was talking about hot bubble of action. It's going to happen this weekend. And after the meeting on May 8th, live show, I came out here and said, Pac-12 got a shot in the solar plexus. But this particular story about ACC schools' activity is extremely underreported. A lot of the same reasons. A lot of embargoing going on right now. And a lot of it's for good reason. Because of the House NCAA settlement, everything that's going on here. I am not going to shatter our ability to get the story in the future. During the Colorado story, during all the stories that we have broken or helped break or given you the peek around the corner, I wanted to make sure we were able to harvest the field again. There's a lot of doors that are closed on this for me personally. Some doors have opened. We've talked about some of those things. There are schools that are being very aggressive. There are big money interests that are basically letting the message get out there. We do not need a full freight. We will be basically your SMU if you need for us to be your SMU to grease the skids. There are major players playing this game of cloak and dagger from a handful of ACC schools. It is the most underreported story going on right now, and it is the most underreported story since the USC story. Which at that story, I wasn't bound to anything. Nothing is imminent. Nothing is imminent. There is normalcy in that regards. But if you've got that much action going on in May, in April, in March of 2025, this sucker isn't going to last to 2030-31. The ACC membership is not going to be the same in 2030 as it is today. Now, there is that is true. That is so very true. Opie, the most underreported story is Greg the Gold. Opie, you're either on something or onto something, and I think you're onto something. I don't think you're on something. There is this side of the story that there's a lot of activity going on. It's very underreported. I happen to think you're going to get speculation, some reporting on this side pretty soon. I think it's going to happen in May or right after the House NCAA settlement gets officially approved and adopted. So that side of the story, underreported, but I think we're going to get a breakthrough. Beyond what John Wilner just said, but I think we're going to get something more, okay? There is this other side, however, and that is the SEC and the Big Ten side. That was reported accurately last year, reported accurately by PATC. We did not get it wrong. We got it right. And that side of the story is the Big Ten and the SEC left the Holy Smokes Theater and said, we're not really interested right now. We're not there yet. It remains true today. That's one big reason why we don't think anything is imminent now. There's interest, but there is going to be a certain way how this all falls. And how it starts, what we've been able to gather here at Peek Around the Corner, we've been saying this for a while, we don't think that's going to start anytime soon. And that is the North Carolina piece of this. We think it starts there. And I think there is not even... We know that there's the Carolina Blue Matter going on. We know that North Carolina is spending a lot of money on the fourth largest law firm in the country, and they're stationed in the... Not stationed, they're up in New York City, but they've got tentacles everywhere, including University of Virginia Law School, and But we think it all starts there. We've been told that probably, I don't know how many times. And it's always the same message no matter who we are talking to. We believe that everybody knows that. Except for, when I'm talking about we believe everybody knows that, we believe that Georgia Tech knows that. We believe Duke knows that. We believe Miami knows that. We believe Florida State knows that. We believe Virginia knows that. We believe Clemson knows that. I think, so we're all waiting for the North Carolina piece. And that piece is a Rubik's Cube. It's going to take a while to solve for North Carolina. It's going to take a while to solve, resolve, and then once that piece starts materializing, then the other things will fall or not fall. And then you got to look at Fox and ESPN. We know what the presidents want. When it comes to Fox, we've heard some reports on Fox today. Fox 1. I can show you that. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Here we go. Fox unveils name of new streaming service, Fox One, featuring all of Fox premium news, sports, entertainment programming in one dynamic platform. For the first time, cord cutters and cord nevers will have live streaming on-demand access to the full portfolio of Fox brands, including Fox News, Fox Business, Fox Weather, Fox Sports, FS1, FSU, Big Ten Network, Fox Deportes, Fox Local Station. So there it is. You're going to get all that. Fox One direct-to-consumer streaming service. Okay? Along with that reporting, we had heard that Fox made a whole bunch of money this quarter. A whole bunch of money. They're not feeling the pinch of anything. We heard that ESPN, what was it, last week or the week before, loves their college football portfolio. They're making money on it. So that is all good news. But again, it gets back to the presidents, the media partners, the correct blend for these conferences. But we don't. So when we talk about normalcy, two full years of upheaval and uncertainty. Monday after the league settled the lawsuits of Florida State and Clemson in March and secured the membership of the league through 2031, if not beyond, we don't think that's the case. Nothing imminent, but the ACC is not secured to 2031. It just isn't. Football, I'm going to be blunt here. The Big Ten and the SEC are very successful entities. They are big brands. They spend a lot of money on this, investment, whatever, okay? Big brands, and they're making money, and they're making money for their media partners. Making money for their media partners. You've got the playoffs expanding. in 2026. It's probably going to go to 16. If it doesn't go to 16 in 26, it's going to go to 16 shortly after that. We've been saying that for months and months and months and months. You got the auto bids coming on in. It's going to be 4422. We've been saying that for months, for months, for months. It's a fait accompli as far as what we've been told at Peek Around the Corner. All of this greases the skids for a fundamental change in SEC country, which I think is going to spur a little bit of a change in the Big Ten. So we do think there a change is a coming, but it ain't gonna happen at the end of this. Not a lot, but there are some people out there that are saying that ACC has secured their membership, their current rosters of school into 2030-31 because they made this deal and the Big Ten doesn't open up their next meeting negotiations until 29, 30, 31. We don't think that is going to be a hurdle that the Big Ten can't get over. I mean, look, the Big Ten was in the midst of a media negotiations. They were in talking with Fox for the next media package. Or they were going to do some adjustment to it anyways, when they were talking to USC about adding them on. And then when USC was added on, remember they had to delay the final media agreement, the Big Ten with their media partners. And then they had to adjust it again when they added on Washington and Oregon. So the Big Ten has already done this a couple of different times. They will add schools in the midst of their in their current media rights. By the way, the SEC did that with Oklahoma and Texas. So we don't think they're going to wait to 2031, but 2025, I think, is just too condensed of a time period. We don't believe anybody's going to make these $1 billion decisions in what they're looking at as a 100-year decision in the SEC and the Big Ten in a matter of a couple months. So we think this is going to go on to 2026. But we'd be happy to say that we are wrong if somebody files a notice of withdrawal on or before August 15th to 25. But we don't think that's going to happen. We also don't think the ACC is secured until 2031. I don't think that's going to happen either. Okay, we're going to get to your phone calls. A couple other stories here. Brett McMurphy, Notre Dame home schedule kickoff broadcast. All games, NBC Peacock, except the North Carolina State game, which is only Peacock. September 13th, Texas. September 20th, Purdue. Boise State, October 4th. North Carolina State, October 11th. USC, October 18th. Navy, November 8th. Syracuse, November 22nd. So, again, North Carolina State lost their NBC Peacock exposure. Now it's just Peacock. Before, the NCAA, the North Carolina State Wolfpack fans would be upset and say, look, we're not on NBC. This is a Peacock game only. We got screwed out of exposure. Now, because of the viewership metrics, North Carolina State got screwed out of money. This is going to hurt North Carolina State's viewership numbers, when they put it up on the board, when it comes to the metrics, North Carolina State got screwed with this unequal revenue sharing based upon viewership numbers. Now, it's not going to be a whole lot of money. It's not going to be a whole lot of money. Yeah, Boise State was supposed to be just Peacock, but the Boise State Notre Dame has been moved to NBC and Peacock, and North Carolina State game has been bumped down to Peacock only. AMAC, Greg's, oh gosh, Greg's North Carolina State curse extends to 2025. Unbelievable. So, again, that's just one example of many more to come when you've got this unequal revenue sharing going on based upon viewership. And that viewership, a lot of that is based upon what type of time slot you get, what platform you're on, and of course, who you're playing and who you are. But North Carolina State just lost. They lost some money. And there's going to be people out there a lot smarter than yours truly that are going to tabulate how much money North Carolina State just lost. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get to your phone calls. Talk about anything you want in college football. Again, today is the start of the ACC spring meetings. Nothing earth-shaking yet. Nothing reporting yet. No big deal anywhere on that yet. Give me a call. We do have
Call from
Rick?
Rick, the floor is yours. Thanks for calling, sir. I do appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'll be real quick. Feinbaum today on his show said he believes SEC meeting coming up will result in the move to 9 conference games.
Okay.
And he didn't reference anyone. He didn't say Bellinger said or so and so said.
Mm-hmm.
He said that all on his own.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Rick. And that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. That's a big deal inside the SEC. Everybody outside of the SEC. That is a ripple. That is a wave caused solely by the SEC that is going to move across the landscape. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. And then the other thing, again, just to get what you think about it, it was a week today that everybody put in their last minute changes and addendums and whatever to House v. NCAA.
Yeah.
My thought is, so she's had it for a week, literally had it for a week. If that were clean, if everything she wanted was all good to go, why wouldn't she have come out and said, okay, you're good to go?
I've asked the same question, and somebody with a legal mind told me, that's a good point, Greg, but give it a little bit more time. Now, I don't know what a little bit more time is. So, but I was like, I asked the same exact question. I said, if this thing was good to go, you know, she's got to know that if it's good to go, the timing of you saying that it's good to go is very important to the people. So you don't want to drag this out if it's good to go. But I was told, give it a little bit more time, Greg. You know, if we haven't heard anything in a few more days, then this probably isn't good to go. Go ahead, sir.
The facts we're thinking of, like, you're scaring me.
Yeah. That's why I started laughing. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, and then the other side of the coin is, if there's a problem, or 2 problems, or 10 problems, or whatever it is, she's going to take the time to confuse her decision, stating why she didn't or couldn't approve it. That takes time.
Yeah.
She's not going to just come out and say, "Oh, I don't approve it." She's going to come out and say, "I don't approve it because of A, B, C, D, and E."
Yeah. Rick, I got to be honest with you. You're giving me anxiety right now. Okay?
No, he is not Rick.
Well,
I got nightmares in my head. I
think you're onto something here.
Build up
You're giving
until
me
I
anxiety.
can't hear, that my mind fills up
Well, let's see
into
what
a
other people
creature,
think.
and it haunts me.
Huh?
Let's see what some other callers
All right,
think.
man. I appreciate it, Rick. Great call, sir.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah. Great call, and Rick has got me a little nervous. Mowing After Dark. Remember when North Carolina State gave Notre Dame the final vote they needed to get California, Stanford into the ACC? LOL, # get Irished. Yeah, you give Notre Dame what they want. You enable them. You appease them. You appease the Fighting Irish, and they are going to drink your milkshake. That's what they do, and they just did it to North Carolina State. Great point, Mowing After Dark. Remember when North Carolina State gave Notre Dame the final vote? 4 vote notes would have stopped Notre Dame's expansion plans. There were 4 no votes. There were Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, and then North Carolina State switched their vote. Get Irished. Get Irished. North Carolina State, you had 2 things hanging over you. You had Notre Dame playing with you, getting that vote, and then screwing you over later. And North Carolina State also had Greg the Cooler curse on them. Thank you, Moen. I appreciate your generosity so very much. By the way, Moen also was kind enough to drop this article. The Detroit News. We'll get to that in a second.
From
Evil Badger.
The Evil Badger, Ryan Willie, is on the phone. The floor is yours, sir.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, buddy.
So, with this commission led by Saban and I forget his last name, but Cody Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Anything they come up with, if they're going to try and pick and choose who gets into this plan that they have, because I think they basically want, especially Campbell, wants a Super League.
Yeah.
It's going to end up in court for many years because there's going to be so many lawsuits by it because the schools that will be left out aren't going to be happy.
Yep.
So they're going to sue. It's just a big mess. And what I basically said last night was, I think this is a form of communism by basically forcing schools to share all the revenue for this football Super League, and then the schools that are left out won't be able to pay for fund their other sports and research. It just
Yep. And,
I don't get it.
And I don't know where all this money is going to come from for the Super League. I know they're saying private capital, which is fine, but where is this media? Why is all this big media money coming in to push up everybody $30 million? It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, Fox was only willing to go half freight on Oregon and Washington. Why would Fox, ESPN, and all these media companies say, okay, but we're going to pay full freight for everybody plus another $30 million? I mean, it really doesn't make, none of this has made any sense to me. I think it's a large pushback. I don't mind the pushback. I don't mind the hustle. I completely understand it. But I also think it's going nowhere. That's my belief. But go ahead, Ryan Willie.
I just, they want to ruin football this way. They want to break up the Big Ten. They want to break up the ACC because they're being left out of the big boy.
They want to break up Wisconsin and Minnesota, baby. They want to break up the border war between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Most games played, baby. Most games played between two entities that absolutely hate each other. Correct, Ryan Willie?
Yes. And as of right now, it's tied.
Yes, it is.
The series.
What is it? 63,
Wisconsin
63?
Will take the lead in November. I got one quick question before I hang up, Greg.
Yep.
When do you expect the media companies to determine the times and dates for the last week of the season? Do you expect the Wisconsin Minnesota game to be Black Friday again?
Great question. I checked back on my tweets from last year. You know what, Ryan? I'm going to take that answer off the air. I'm going to search for my tweet of last year. Is that okay? I'm going to answer you in a couple of minutes. I got to go find it first. Whatever date that tweet was, I think that's when we're going to start hearing this year's games, okay?
Okay.
All right. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thanks.
Great call, sir. I'm going to answer that question in a moment.
Okay.
Let's see here. I got a lot of stuff hanging around here. Hold on. June 3rd.
Call from
Moen.
Moen is on the line. How you doing, sir? Thanks for calling.
Doing good, Greg. One thing we will have to give Cody Campbell credit for, he actually made a Gopher and a Badger agree with each other.
Holy smokes.
You got to give him credit for unity.
Yes.
He has unified the Big Ten unlike anybody else has in a long time. But
Yeah.
I wanted to call and say, one, Ryan's 100% correct. It's ridiculous. The Big Ten Conference, the Western Conference, it's been around 100+ years. We made all the investments. We took all these risks, and we profited from it. And people came to us looking to join as expansion candidates. And now everybody has a problem with it.
Yeah.
We made the right hires. Jim Delaney, ESPN told him, "You're rolling the dice if you walk out that door." He said, "Let the dice be rolled."
Yeah.
And we found out today, for the first time ever, you're going to get Big Ten Network access via a streaming platform directly from Fox. So
yeah, and that's going to help the subscriber base. That's going to help the. It's just going to help, man. I'm giving you an example. Now you're not going to like this example. Okay, you know where I'm going with this?
No, but I'm sure it'll be something anti-Ohio State.
No, not anti-Ohio State. Not anti-WWE. Although you're going to take it like that and you're going to get mad at me. But AEW. AEW was helped when they went on Max streaming. They just were. Now, you can argue about how much they were helped, but they were helped. Same thing here. Big Ten Network is going on a streaming platform. It's a new one, but they're going to be helped by it. Now, the Big Ten Network has been able to make as much money as they've had before, even with less subscribers, because even with those less subscribers, the eyeballs on the product has been still climbing upwards. So the people who have the Big Ten Network have become more obsessed with the Big Ten Network. But being on the streaming platform is only going to help. It's not going to hurt. It's only going to help. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was wondering with the platform, do you think they're going to have all the different regional Big Ten networks on there? And do you think maybe we might finally get access to on-demand games the next day?
Yeah, all great questions. I don't know, but on-demand with the Big Ten Network has always been kind of a difficult thing. Difficult for them to even promote. It was the Big Ten Plus. But this is all, I see it. I don't know about the, boy, that's a great question. On the regionality or team specific, or I don't know. I don't know how the Big Ten Network's going to look on this. I don't know if it's going to be, if there is on demand, which means even another level of exposure for particular live events and other things that you can pay a little bit more money and get more content. I don't know, man. Great question.
That should even be included in the base package because, you know how it is with Big Ten Network. You wait around for a week until you can find, a Minnesota Day.
Yeah.
Where they show, all the great Minnesota stuff from history in the past and the documentaries. I think it'd be great if Fox One, and if you're listening to me, Fox One, you can just go ahead and cut me a check for this consultation. Put all that up on the Fox One app underneath the Big Ten Network.
Yeah.
You've produced thousands upon thousands of hours of content instead of just waiting for a certain day to roll around to maybe drop, a documentary on Archie Griffin. Just put it all up there on the platform where anybody can, you can watch anything. You can watch one of Minnesota's national championships back before they had color TV, and I can watch Ohio State's national championship from this year.
Yes. You can show the Minnesota Golden Gophers winning the College World Series in 1956 and 64. Although that probably wasn't even recorded back then. Yeah. So, just great news once again. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Moen, not to interrupt you, but somebody has said in the chat room, Lee says Fox released a couple of games a few minutes ago. I have not been able to see that. So Lee or Moen, do you see that anywhere? I have not seen a release of Fox games for next.
I have not, Greg, but I'm actually out in the woods.
Got
so.
it. Okay. Well, that's what you should be. That's
but
what
before
you should be out away from society. That you should be in a shed somewhere. That's the safest spot for you and for us. Go ahead, Moen.
Yeah, once you said the North Carolina State news, I couldn't stop laughing, and I got kicked out of the house and sent to the woods. So,
Got it.
I'm just out here in the woods laughing like a madman.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, man.
All right, you take it easy, Greg.
You appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Moen is writing his manifesto. Lee, if you have a link to that, send it to me on my DM on X, or if anyone else has a link to that, send it to me on my DM on X. Fox releasing officially. Now, we knew Ohio State and Michigan was going to be on Fox, and we knew about, the Texas-Ohio State to start the season. It's on X, posted by Fox, okay? All right, we'll go into that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you for keeping your head on a swivel. It is official. This upcoming season, NFL on Fox, college football on Fox, will feature some major events. Texas versus Ohio State week 1. Ohio State, Michigan on Thanksgiving weekend. Unfortunately, those were the two that there is no way that Fox is going to pass up on the Buckeyes and the Wolverines, and there's no way that Fox is going to pass up Texas at Ohio State. Arch Manning versus whoever, Julian Sayin, Buckeyes national champions. Texas favored to be the national champions, according to yours truly. All right, but thanks, Lee. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get more of that. You know what? You know what I was going to do? Okay, College Football Express is thinking maybe that game doesn't count for calculation. It's not part of the media package with ESPN. Okay, so anytime you play anytime that Clemson, Miami, Florida State plays at home against Notre Dame, those do not calculate for the viewership. But if the home game is Clemson, Florida State, Miami, whoever, those games do count. Is that true? Okay. Thank you, College Football Express, Rock and Rant. Interesting. Thank you, Jerry, for coming on in. Appreciate it. Michael Jordan is going to be part of the NBC NBA coverage next year. Michael Jordan. I don't know what type of role he's going to have. I did not read. I've been too busy today. But boy, is that interesting. Michael Jordan. I'm wondering how much that is costing NBC. NBC going all in on the NBA. By the way, I appreciate a rock and rant. We'll find out. We're gonna find out. Maybe it's only home games of the ACC schools that are part of this unequal revenue sharing, and not both home and away. I don't know. We'll find out together. By the way, the NBA draft is tonight, and after the draft lottery. Excuse me, the draft lottery, which has become the Cooper Flag lottery. After that game is the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the evil Golden State Warriors. What was I going to get to? Oh, hold on. I know what I'm going to get to here. Give me a moment. I promised Ryan Willie an answer. I'm going to try to get him his answer. How do I do this? Hold on. Give me a moment. I do apologize. Give me a moment. This what happens when we are live. I know that's incorrect. I know that is incorrect. Hold on. I'm going to go something like that. See, that ain't right. God dang it. Why didn't that work? Why did that not work? Boy, that bothers me. I'm trying to find out. We were fortunate enough here at Peek Around the Corner to break the news of an NBC game, the Minnesota-Iowa game last year. We broke it that it was going on NBC. We were the first ones to break that. Very fortunate. The source was very kind to us. We got it out there 11 minutes before any national reporters got it out. And I'm just trying to find the tweet. And that tweet is going to tell us what day last year all this started trickling out. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. Ryan Willie, I'm going to find it for you. Um, I see, Larry the GM. I'm looking at your article that you sent me on NFL college football, but I don't see a college football game schedule on that article. And then we got Justin Lucas. Appreciate this. Congressman Brendan Boyle Notre Dame and Harvard alum, diehard Philly sports fan, Philadelphia. He put out a post today, a little while ago. Next time Big Ten and the SEC wants to meet with me about NIL, they need to be prepared to first explain to me how they justify trying to rig the college football playoffs. And there it is. There is the blowback. There's going to be a political cost to everything here. If you need the votes on NIL, if you need some codification to happen to help you with the system that you're trying to build, well, why are you trying to rig the college football playoff? These predetermined auto bids, hash mark greed, Congressman Brendan Boyle. Woo! It's going to get awfully political. Awfully political coming up. RT is happy with that. It is versus the college football playoffs. Yes. The alternate hypothesis. Hey, I showed up late. Can you redo the stream? No need. It's recorded. You can go back to the start hypothesis. Go back to the start of the stream. Members of Congress are more and more saying this. How are we going to codify the NCAA versus House settlement? How are we going to codify all that with congressional action? Get some sort of antitrust exemption. Make it so this new whatever they're creating can actually enforce the rules. How can they do that when they're not going to get when you're doing all this other stuff and they're asking why are you rigging this stuff in favor of a couple of conferences? Now, I'll play devil's advocate. People did sign on the dotted line for the SEC and the Big Ten to have that power. They use their leverage. They use their power. But yes, it's everything. All these actions come with some sort of cost. Looks like 2 cheeseburgers are on the horizon. Oh boy. Congressman Boyle, if you and your faction stop the 4 auto bids, if you have all this crashing down, I got to eat a cheeseburger live. And if I eat a cheeseburger live, I'm going to die. So then the little general is going to sue Congressman Boyle. Allegedly. MBM, the Big Ten doesn't deserve the same amount of out of bids as the SEC. Purgatory sends up a double cheeseburger. Sends up a double cheeseburger. Alrighty, phone lines are open for a little bit longer. 763-260-1333. If you're new to the show. Please subscribe to our channel. I think we are 8 subscribers away from 5,000. I think we are 8 away. So if you can get 8 of your friends to subscribe. If anybody in the PATC family have any friends, which is quite doubtful, but if you have any friends, have a friend, have your wife, your husband, your children subscribe to the most unpopular college football YouTube national channel in the country. We can get up to 5,000 subscribers. It's all fun and games until the 9-game conference schedule materializes. Yeah. Greg, you are our only friend. That's what I was thinking, son of Sarah. That is exactly what I was thinking. Greg the Cooler only has a few friends, and the friends that he has doesn't have any friends. That's how it usually works. Greg the Loser, the mayor of Loserville City. All right. Since no one else wants to call and talk to me, and I don't blame you because I've been sitting here ripping on all you, I do want to thank all you guys for joining us, all you guys and gals. Appreciate it. Monday, May 12th, first day of the ACC spring meetings. Is the ACC, are they sitting on normalcy? Is that what's going on? Normal? Question mark? ACC? Are we serious? Maybe right now we are being serious. Maybe right now things are a little normal in the ACC. We don't believe anything is imminent. No big changes on the horizon for the ACC. But we also don't believe that this thing is going to last as the way it is constituted all the way into 2030, 2031. It's too hot right now. Politically, we're trying to get the House NCAA settlement, college football playoffs, scheduling agreements. There's too many things that need to happen before anything officially happens when it comes to the next wave of disruption, the next conference realignment wave. Nothing is imminent. But I also want to say this one more time. If there is any message that I want to send today, son of Sarah, Bobby Heenan, the brain Bobby Heenan, a friend in need, is a pest. If there is one thing that I really want to make clear, peek around the corner, trying to give you the best peek around the corner in the business. Nothing is imminent. We don't think there's even a chance of it being imminent. But a lot of action, a lot of work being done, money spent, people traveling. When it comes to a handful of ACC schools that are trying to get the hell out, that is quote unquote. What is being said in public is not what's being said in private. And I think you're going to be hearing some of that reporting in the month of May or right after this settlement gets done, NCAA in the House, whatever comes first. Opie, thank you so much. Wow, for the 5,000 subs we'll have next time we see you, probably not. It takes me like 3 months to gain 1 subscriber. Because there are so many people that have had enough of the singing, of the terrible picks against the spread. A lot of people have had enough with the fat guy from Minnesota. But thank you so much for your incredible generosity, Opie. Wow. Wow. Thank you so very much. Wow. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we get to 5,000 subs. The only way it's going to happen, if every one of you ask your one friend in your life, please subscribe to the fat guy from Minnesota, and maybe we'll only reach 5,000 subscriber once. Only once, and then it's going to fall down again. But if we can get up there just one time, and then we all take a quick picture of it, because it's going to fall. The next time I pick against your team, no, when I pick against your team, subscribers go up. The next time I fall in love with the team, then the subscriber base will go down among that fan base. There's going to be at least 3 Louisville Cardinal fans that are in the PATC family that is going to unsubscribe to his channel because I have fallen in love with the Louisville Cardinals. Miller Moss, Jeff Brom, Isaac Brown, let's go. Let's go. Louisville, Clemson, ACC championship game. But guess what? Miami has a really good shot to get in as an at-large. In my final prediction in August, I might have 3 ACC teams in the tournament. I've only got 3 Big Ten teams in the tournament right now. I got Miami as a 9th seed. I got Clemson, I think that's the number 2 seed. But I gotta bring Louisville in there. That means I've got to eliminate somebody. Anyways, we'll get back to that later on. Opie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all coming on in. The great phone calls. Let me go through the people. Expedition Greg, Ricky Tungate, Ryan Willie, Mowing After Dark, and of course, the great Seminole himself, Seminole Win, Opie D. Don. I appreciate you guys' generosity, helping us keep the lights on. Appreciate you all coming on in. Keep your head on a swivel. This is the month. We've already done, there's already been 1 day this month that we've had to do 2 live shows. I don't think it's even possible for us to go through the rest of the month without having another day where we do 2 live shows. So buckle up, brace for impact. May matters. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.